Hey Sugar, I'm Charmaine, creator of Purposely Petty. Thank you for joining me each week as I welcome guest hosts who have managed to bring pettiness and courageous honesty in precarious spaces. Now, if you're unashamedly brave, navigating tough spaces, or just plain old petty when you have to be, then this is a safe space for you. But remember, being petty without a purpose is just plain old me. I'm purposely petty, baby. I don't care.
I feel like this is knowledge. This is free game. So y'all need to be taking notes. Take notes. If you are in the Purposely Petty audience, you need to take notes.
If you need some help with revenge, just DM me because I've done a lot. I can help you get there.
Let me put her stuff on the screen. So y'all can stop playing.
The other thing is, like, if I'm in like business friendships and stuff and things fail, or you do something to me like steal my information or whatever, I like to buy your domains.
Yeah.
Whatever your business name is.
I have watched her do that, and it is funny every single time.
Whatever your business name is, you do something to make me mad, you will not have the website. Or you can have it for a small price of $1,699. So I own now probably like 85 domains. I took my
you have to get to the place where you realize, you know what? This ain't it. You know what? This really ain't it. And it's nothing wrong with me saying this ain't it. Regardless of if you have kids, regardless of if you put in 10 plus years, whatever, 5 years, 3 years, 6 months. If it ain't it, baby. And it ain't no need of you staying around hoping, like y'all said, like that baby daddy gonna propose to you, because he's not. Okay.
With them diamond chip rings, people always say, I want a Proverbs 31 woman. I want a Proverbs 31 woman. You know, I want to be a Proverbs 31 woman. And you know how we've been taught that. But over the summer, I started to think, well, what type of man covers or elevates a Proverbs 31 woman? What is a Proverbs 31 man? Like, what position did he hold in life? What type of environment did he create for his wife, for her to be propped up and to be praised?
Full stop. What type of environment did he create for his wife? Full stop.
Yeah. Let's go there.
There you go. What did he do? A week. Get it together, bitch. That's what.
And it's sad because people then come to you and say, well, you shouldn't be that type of way, or you shouldn't do those type of things. But this is who I am. Mm-hmm. Why should I have to change my spirit because there are leeches out here who want to drain my spirit?
You just gotta vibrate higher. You gotta vibrate so high that you get rid of all the stragglers. That's it.
And I did. And that's when I feel like I met the person that I'm with now. Like, I was like, girl, you cannot be vibrating that low, that you out here crying over a nigga who worked at a paper book factory. He out here buying books, and you write books.
Girl, that we're not accepting. Yeah. God is for everybody, regardless of if you don't agree with their lifestyle choices or what. He is for everybody. He's for everybody. And we're not in the space as a whole to just for everybody to come, because then if they don't subject to your ways of thinking and your cliques and your, you know, if they don't take on the form of how we do over here at Pentecostal of praise, you know what I'm saying? Like, what? POP, that's how we do. Like, no, why have we become gangs? That is
comment. And then people are coming up and they now y'all arguing and you arguing, everybody got stuff to say, and there's discord amongst the body of Christ, and the world looking at us like every week you posting something dramatic about the church.
Now, why would I want to be a part of that?
Why? I wouldn't. I'm in the church, and I don't, and a lot of these people, I don't even want to go to your church. So, I mean, much less.
Truthfully, honestly, disrespectfully, don't even want to pull up at your edifice.
I don't. Like, stop doing that.
All right, it's almost time for Purposely Petty. Y'all need to get ready, because I'm ready. This is cutest. I'm going to look every time. Every Thursday, I'm going to be cute. That's about it. See y'all in a little bit.
Happy Thursday, y'all, and welcome to Purposely Petty. How are you guys doing? Hope you had a great Thursday. If I'm looking a little sweaty, it's because I haven't been too long worked out, and I feel like I'm still hot. And this wig is hot. Y'all know how I feel about my synthetic wig, so it's got me a little hot. At any rate, I'm super excited about tonight's episode. Good Enough Moms. I think it's going to be an amazing conversation, mainly because I feel like I'm going to learn a lot tonight. Everybody knows I'm not a I don't have any biological children. However, I'm like a mother hen when it comes to my nieces and my nephews and my students. And so I'm really excited to hear about this amazing book that these beautiful women they have written, and they're going to tell us all about it. We're going to learn things about them. We're going to talk, and it's just going to be super fun. But first, y'all already know, if you watch Purposely Petty every week, we have to do our announcements. I have to make y'all aware of some things, because if I don't tell you, you won't know. So I got to make sure you're in the know. So Like Mother, Like Daughter limited edition teas are on sale right now. In about a couple of weeks, I am going to, or really before the end of this week, early part of next week, I am going to announce the date for something that I've been doing for the past 4.5 years with my mom, called Like Mother, Like Daughter. Normally it's a brunch on a Saturday morning where you get together with your aunties, your cousins, your godmoms, your sisters, your mom, whoever that you have that motherly bond with, and goddaughters, whoever. And we just sit around and eat, and we talk about the different dynamics when it comes to mother and daughter relationships, or grandmas, or whoever. It's just a beautiful time. But this year, because we are still in a panorama, we're going to have a virtual pajama party. So I'm super excited about that. You know, get your little matching PJs with your mom, or, you know, grandma, whoever. And we're just going to have a good time. I have some of my favorite mother and daughter duos that's going to join us. And we're just going to talk and laugh and be pretty in our matching little PJs. So that's going to be fun. The next thing is, if you would like to be a guest on Purposely Petty, DM me, hit me up. Like, I really want... I'll talk to anybody. I will have a conversation with anybody. I welcome all people. This is not just you got to be friends with Charmaine. I don't have to know you. I don't even have to have met you. It's all about making connections and having a community where we can just be ourselves and talk about what we want to talk about. So if you are interested in being one of my guest hosts on Thursdays at 8:30, DM me. Like, man, I got something that I feel like will be great for your community of people. Okay, so boom. The next thing, if you are going through a separation, breakup, or divorce, I do have a divorce support group on Facebook. This year will be 5 years that I experienced divorce. I don't call it my divorce or none of that. It was something that I experienced that made me a better person, and I'm truly thankful that he went on and got about his business, because it's been glowing up. You see my skin. I'm not stressed out. I'm very happy. So, yes, I want to be able to provide a resource for folks who have gone through a divorce, going through a separation. It can be a very murky experience to walk through if you've never been through it. So, you know, in that space is folks who've been through it before, and they just want to be a source of encouragement to you. We also give financial advice, self-care, guided meditations, trying to help you get a house, all that stuff. Like, all that stuff is in there, and it's for free. I don't charge you like most people who do. However, I just do it as a source of help. There's therapists, all types of people there that can help you get through your rough time. Am I forgetting something? Oh, the next thing, so my breakup boxes, I haven't done the official launch yet. However, I'm doing beta boxes where I'm just getting research back from folks who purchase the breakup toolkits at a discounted rate. It is a micro luxury box. It's just the love you always want in a box. Just giving you the opportunity to love on yourself. If you don't know what to get one of your friends while they're, you know, crying over their man or crying over their woman, so let me purchase one of these for you so you can feel a little good. So yeah, those are available right now, and they are 50% off. Now, it will not be that when I officially launch in June, so you might want to take full advantage of it right now. All right, so now we are at the place that we've all been waiting for. I'm getting ready to introduce each one of these ladies one by one. I was reading their bios and I was just like, boss up. I love to see it. I'm so excited. So a little bit of background. I actually met Gina through one of my good friends, Jada, who's also an amazing author. I don't know if, I think it was Clubhouse that I got in contact with Gina and Nicole, and the words that they were saying, like I had to mute my, Clubhouse, unless you're on the stage, you're muted anyway. But every time they were saying something, I was just like, oh my God, yes, say that. Like I was like, they give all this free game right now, all this knowledge, and it's everything. So, I was just like, I slid in the DMs. I'd love to have you on Purposely Petty. I told Gina, I'd love to have you up there. And she's like, well, I know some other ladies who could be up there too, and we could talk about our book. And I was like, I am here for all of that. I'm here for all of it. So what I'm getting ready to do right now, if I could stop this banner at the bottom of my screen. Hold on. Boom. There you go. I'm getting ready to introduce each beautiful lady. They're so gorgeous. Really, really excited about that. So here we go. You see that face? Like, get into it. Gina Johnson is an award-winning author who has been published in 4 anthologies on topics ranging from love to motherhood. Her debut novella, Love Delivered, was a continuation of the Faith and Love series, which she co-wrote with best-selling author Michelle Stimpson. Her latest project, The Good Enough Mom, will be released on May 3rd. That is next week. Like Sunday, right? Am I right? Is that Sunday or Monday? Am I right? May 3rd? Let me see. Yeah. It's Monday. It's coming out Monday, y'all. She resides in Chicago with her husband of 20 years. Come on, somebody, say longevity, with her 4 children. All right, everybody, let's welcome Gina J. Let's unmute. There you go.
Hello.
Yeah, so we're super excited to have you up here. Let's see. Why don't you tell us one interesting thing about yourself? You know what? I'm gonna hold that. Okay. I'm gonna tell you this and the other ladies too. Everybody needs to be thinking of one of the pettiest things you ever done, because you can't come on Purposely Petty. You cannot come on Purposely Petty and not tell at least one story of you being petty. Now, the thing about Purposely Petty, it has to have a purpose, because if you are being petty without a purpose, then you're just being mean, and we don't do mean. Okay. If you're petty, viewers, you're in a safe space. If you have been petty and you have a reason behind it, you have a purpose behind it, you are safe here. Nobody's gonna shame you. None of that. You're in a safe space. So, ladies, be thinking about that. Yes, be thinking about that as I'm introducing you, because that is the next thing we're gonna go into. It's story time. Okay, next we have the beautiful Lorna La Lewis. Yes, she is a national best-selling author of Dirty Little Secrets, Dirty Little Secrets 2, Expect the Unexpected, and Double Down and Dirty. She's also written short stories, a daily devotional, and 2 motivational books. Lorna is a speaker, screenwriter, producer, and CEO of LCL Publishing, LLC. She is the mastermind behind Changing Lives the Right Way, a coaching program for speakers and entrepreneurs who want to turn their battles into books. Lorna is a graduate of Southern University A&M College and a member of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated. You can follow Lorna on Instagram at Lorna_loves_writing, Facebook and Twitter at Author LA Lewis, or visit her website at www.authorlalewis.com. Everybody, let's welcome Lorna Lewis. Yes. And you be getting that story ready, because I'm excited. I'm excited to hear what this story is going to be. And start thinking. Yes. Okay. Next, we have KELIEGH Hadley.
such a dope name, and I love the way that it's spelled. She is the award-winning author of Revenge Incorporated, the Preacher's Kid series, and the novel What You Won't Do for Love. If you are a fan of cozy mysteries and for more adventures with Nikki Sullivan and her sister-in-law Audra, did I say it right? Correct me if I'm wrong. Look out for Murder on Cane Lane, Book 1 in the Sullivan Sisters Daily Design cozy mystery under pen name Casey Hadley. She'd love to connect with you at khadley11 or Arthur Casey Hadley Cozy Mystery on social media. Everybody, let's welcome KELIEGH. All right. And last but certainly not least, hi everybody that's coming in here. Hi Sierra. Hi Veronica. Thank you guys for joining us tonight. So last but certainly not least, we have the beautiful Nicole. Let me get this together. I'm doing so many things at one time right now, you wouldn't believe it. Nicole Burr Faulkner is a native of New York who currently lives in Atlanta, Georgia. She's the author of Yet Holding On and was featured in 2 anthologies, Confessions, Secret and Lies Revealed, and The Good Enough Mom. Nicole is the mother of 4 who enjoys writing stories she can escape in. She is currently working on her next book, The Games People Play, with Rashonda Tate Billingsley. Everybody, let's welcome Nicole. So, everybody, welcome to Purposely Petty. I'm super excited to have you here. Super honored to be amongst some beautiful women who are well accomplished, and I can't wait to get to know you even more. Y'all, studio honest, I have never met any one of these ladies in my life, but I'm excited. I love meeting new people and learning about how they form their stories, what inspired them. But before we get into all of that, before we get into love, relationships, motherhood, all of that good jazz, we're going to talk about, or we're going to try to measure your petty meter, because I truly believe everybody has one. You could be on the far end or whatever end of the spectrum you might be in. Everybody has an ounce of pettiness in them, and nobody can convince me otherwise. So, whoever wants to take a stab at it first, what is the pettiest thing you've ever done?
I'll go first.
Okay.
I will go first. I have done many petty things. The ladies know me as being the petty one of the group, but I got to be very careful because I got a lot of people watching. Let's see. So I think that I'll go with my working days, because I've been at home and writing for a while. But I used to work at the courthouse, and my boss literally hated me. She hated me so much. I've never had anybody hate me as much as she hated me. And so I literally did the kill her with kindness, but it was petty, because I started doing so many nice things for her that she got scared. And what I loved to do was I would get her little things. It would always be things to eat. It would be snacks. And I was being nice, but I knew that low key she thought I was trying to poison her, but it was just fun. I remember going to get her some ice cream one day, and I just sat it on her desk, and she literally jumped when I said it. She was like, what? And I said, enjoy. And I just smiled and walked away. The ice cream sat on her desk and melted. She wouldn't touch it. She was scared. And the best part about all of this is she used to complain about me so much to everyone who would listen. Gina is just so hard to work with. She's so this, she's so that. She was up for a promotion where she would have had a chance to be over about 25 employees. And her superior said, if you can't even handle Gina, who was one person, how could you handle this job? And she didn't get it. And I smiled all day long. That's what happens when you lie, boo-boo.
That's
you hurt yourself. So yeah, I'll be petty with kindness. I'll have you scared of me. Just being nice.
That's it. That is a scary kind. Just you buying ice cream, being super nice. Yeah, that's kind of scary. Who's next?
It was like psychological warfare.
Oh yeah.
I'm scared to go behind Gina.
Right? When I was in junior high, there was this horrible girl
who was jealous of this other girl who had really long hair. And the horrible girl put Nair in the other girl's hair. Like, she came to school and put Nair in her hair. Fortunately, it wasn't on long enough. Like, you know, it was taken off quickly. The girl didn't lose her hair. So fast forward 2 years, and I'm not friends with this girl, but we're like associates through church things and stuff like that. And she comes to me, she's like, Kelly, I love your hair. Where do you get your hair done? I'm like, my godmother does my hair. So I tell my godmother what this girl did. She was like, oh, I'm gonna take care of her. Okay. So she makes an appointment with my godmother. When I tell you, she had the biggest burn across her forehead, because, you know, this was the pressing day. my godmother, I was like, you could lose your life. She was like, I don't care. That was uncalled for. I will take care of this.
Wow.
So that, I think, was the pettiest thing I've ever done, just to see, like, you know, the burn was right here.
Godmama was not playing. Whoa, I'm missing note. Don't fool Godmama. She's not playing no games.
Now I'm scared to go behind Kelly.
I didn't personally do it, but I did make sure that she was aware that this was a horrible person.
Now you were petty adjacent. That's the problem. You were petty adjacent, and that was to it.
Yeah, purposeful. That was quite purposeful.
Mm-hmm. My petty is so. I really need to up my petty game, because the only petty thing I can think of, and I know, I mean, don't get me wrong, I can be petty, but I feel like a lot of my petty is geared toward, like, my husband. And I mean, that's just normal petty. The only petty thing I could think of, which is not even that, I don't know. But anyway, I have a friend, and we are still friends, I think. But yeah, but we talk all the time. But I realized I was the only one doing the calling. Like, every time we talk, I'm calling. So I got to the point I was like, oh, if she want to talk to me, she'll call me. We have not talked. It has been months, and things have gone, and things I wanted to share, but I was like, I just write it down.
That's me. I'm like that.
I think we've talked this year, to be honest with you, on Facebook, but not, on the phone. So that's as petty as I have.
Maybe she'll call you if she sees this.
Maybe. We'll see.
You matching energy. I don't think that's petty. I think you just giving her what she gave you. I'm for it.
Yep. Nicole, don't share.
I try to avoid, like, maybe they'll forget, maybe they'll just, not see me.
I'm gonna call you out.
The only petty thing I think I can be petty. I'm not, I'm not gonna lie, but I think the pettiest thing that I still kind of enjoy, and I pray to God he doesn't see this, but a high school-ish boyfriend really did me dirty, doing what high school boyfriends do, you know what I'm saying? And I have convinced him that he was never my boyfriend, or I will not accept to this day that I ever dated him. And he'll be like, we dated. I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about. You were never my boyfriend. It's been over 20 years, and he'll still hit me up and be like, hey, it was great being here. I'm like, you were never my boyfriend. I don't know what you're talking about. We went out a couple times, and he is like determined to flip me over, but I'm like, no, I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what you're talking about. And that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. And I just get so much joy so many years later, making him wonder and making him feel just,
like
that's
it's crazy.
Yeah, it's psychological warfare, like Kelly said, and it's fun.
Dang. Well, hey, let him think whatever he wants to think. If that's his, let him just feel that vibe.
Yeah,
he will be all right. So, ladies, let's get into this book that you guys have coming out on Monday. Good Enough Moms. Can somebody just tell me where the title itself comes from? Where did that come from?
Man, yeah, how did we come up with that? You know, we had several meetings where we talked, and we wanted to represent for the regular mom who is just good enough. You know, there's no perfect. If one of you, I don't have the physical book with me, but I know Kelly does. If you want to hold it up, and also Nicole, if you want to hold it up, you'll see there it says perfect is crossed out, and then best is crossed out, and then you see good enough right there. So we all just kind of put our heads together. Do one of y'all remember exactly who? It may have been Kelly. Kelly's the one who comes up with the catchy titles and names.
Probably so.
Yeah, if I had to guess, I would say Kelly, because she's that person who just comes up with catchy things and slogans and all that. But yeah, we put our heads together and we came up with that.
Nice.
I don't know if I came up with the title, but I know I remember doing the perfect and good crossed out. I do remember that part, but I don't know if I came up with the title.
Okay, so tell us a little bit about the book. Don't tell us everything. Everybody, if you're watching right now, you need to go pre-order. I need to go do it myself. Go and pre-order it right now. It comes out on Monday. So tell us what we can look for in the book.
Kelly, I'm gonna nominate you for this one. Go ahead, girl.
And if you pre-order, just to know, you'll be in the running for a $50 Amazon gift certificate too. So let us know if you pre-order. Show us your receipt.
I'm about to do it right now because I love Amazon. I order every day. I order off Amazon literally every day, so I need that.
Yeah, that $50 can go really long. So yes. I'll say this. When Gina approached us for this, first of all, Gina and Lorna and we all met through Victoria Christopher Murray and Rashonda Tate Billingsley. Rashonda had a book out called The Motherhood Diaries, which was an anthology, and it was published by Simon & Schuster. And we were all chosen for that anthology. So we had that shared experience of not knowing what the heck we were doing and being, chosen by this wonderful author. And we've all bonded. Actually, most of the women from that anthology were all, great friends still from that experience. So that was like 6 or 7 years ago. And we've all written other things since then, and we've all supported each other, and it's just been a good friendship. I think the writing community is one of the best communities you can be a part of. Like, if you get yourself a good tribe, a good bunch of people together, it will ensure that you have great success. So Gina came up with the idea of this book. And she, of course, I was like, oh yeah, Lorna, great. And then so she brought in Nicole, which I didn't really know. I had taken a class with Nicole through Victoria Christopher Murray. And it just turned out like, I don't know how the Holy Spirit worked through Gina, but our synergy, our energy, we just meshed so well. It was crazy. Nicole and I call each other yin and yang because I'm on the West Coast, she's on the East Coast. We're like think the same but live opposite. It's just a great energy that we have all amongst each other. And when Gina first said, okay, I have an idea, I want a story about moms, but I want it to be funny, I want it to be hilarious, I want people to just forget they have kids and just be funny. And I'm like, okay. I started writing, and it took a serious time. My story did not stay funny. So I was
none of ours did.
Person that kind of went left with that.
None of ours stayed funny.
Oh man.
I went left. So
funny moments.
That was the beginning.
Yeah. So I'll say that each, the book is basically about 4 very different moms going through very different things. Lorna's character is Harper Miller, who is an internet sensation and social media mogul, turns kind of like a celebrity. And she's the one that all of the other moms, my character, Nicole's character, and Kelly's character, we all kind of, well, I always say we, it's not us, but our characters would watch Harper Miller and all turn into fans of hers, because Harper Miller, Lorna's character, is this woman who portrays herself as perfect, just about, she's all about perfection, and she has perfect children and a perfect marriage, but she does not really have a perfect life. And as these women are following her on social media, all of them, and none of them know each other, they all end up at her Pursuing Perfection conference, where they get to meet her in person. But
what's the name of the conference again?
The name of the conference is Pursuing Perfection.
Oh, wow.
So after you meet each mother, you meet each of their stories. In the very last chapter of the book, all of them meet at this conference. They're all very different. And then Harper experiences her most humiliating moment in front of these ladies, and they learn that she's not so perfect. So it's good. I'm excited about it. I have to say, I'm excited. It's a good book.
One of the things I love about the stories, I love the fact that every woman comes from a different walk of life, right? You have young mothers, you have people who are in the limelight, you have mothers who are tied, things that we experience, women who are divorced. So I think there's something for everybody in the book. You know what I mean? Like, even if you're not a mom, there's still experiences in each story that allows you to connect to these women's experiences, right? And I think that's what's important. We're all going through things on different levels, and having that opportunity to connect and understand that you don't have to be perfect really at anything that you do. You know what I mean? Sometimes we're just trying to get through life as best as we can. But these 4 women realize that they can do it, but you'll see how. It's the way they have to go through it all becomes a little interesting.
Mm-hmm. And one thing, like Nicole said, you don't have to be a mom to enjoy this book, because it's not just about motherhood. It's also about relationships, friendships, relationships outside of the home, inside of the home, things that everybody pretty much is going through. So even if you're not a mom, don't feel like, oh, I can't relate to that story. If you're a woman and you have friends and you're dating and you have a husband or had a husband, you can relate to this book. You will be able to identify with some of these people.
There's so much. You get so much empathy for the characters. When we were reading Gina's story, the last story in the book, and I was like, wait a minute, we got to change something, ladies, because we were kind of mean. We were mean to this character. And I was like, we cannot be mean to her, because this is just, she has gone through too much, and we need to have some grace for her. But that's the whole point. When, as teachers, we promote reading because it creates empathy in children. Yeah. And I think that if you're not a mom, you read this book, you will look at it, life through a mother's eyes, and just have more empathy for your friend who was a mom. Maybe you'll babysit her kid one day and let her go get her nails done. Yes. Let's promote that.
Amen. Yeah. Amen.
I agree.
In what ways, we're gonna come back to the book. I'm gonna take a turn for a minute, but in what ways have your relationship with your own mothers affected how you parent or how you mother your children?
That's a good question.
That is a very good question. I'll say that I think for me, my mom is a no-nonsense kind of mom. She's a baby boomer in that generation. One thing that I've taken a page from her mothering book is this. I can be, and I know my friends here are going to be shocked to hear this, I can be a little dramatic. And I know that they would never guess that, but I can be a little dramatic. I can be a little dramatic at times. And so my mother was not the type to baby me. My mother was the type, drink some Vernors, or put some Vaseline on to lay down or whatever. That's how my mom was. And so I've learned to be like that with my kids. I mean, I listen to them. I definitely want them to have a voice, but I've also learned to teach them to be independent, to teach them, because it's such a fine line. We want our kids to be independent, right? We want our children to voice their opinions and to say how they feel. But then at the same time, if you cater to that a little bit too much, you'll have a child who's playing you.
Right.
And and you'll be catering to them and running to their every whim when they really need to kind of learn to be independent. So I've taken that from my mother. When my children know if something's wrong, come here, I'm gonna look at you. I'm gonna Google it because I am a Google doctor. And I'm gonna help you to feel better, but I'm also gonna help you to feel independent and try to take care of your issues as much as possible. I step in and I'm mama bear when I need to, but I'm gonna also let you handle it as much as you can. And my mom, she did that with us. She wasn't babying me for every little thing. And even to this day, I will call and text her, Ma, am I having a heart attack? My chest is fluttering. She like, Gina, you just ran up the steps. Go sit down. Nothing's wrong with you. I'm like, okay. To this day, she does that with me and I do that with my kids. I'm not gonna baby you if you don't need it.
Vanessa said yes, dramatic for sure.
Yeah, I might be a little bit.
Well, my life.
Go ahead.
My life mirrors my mom so much that it is almost scary, especially since my mom passed away when she was 45. So I'm 43. So, even our names, my mama was Lorna. I'm named after her. So her name was Lorna Lewis Cyprian, and I'm Lorna Cyprian Lewis. So I ended up marrying a Lewis. And she was an educator, and so am I. So, but my mom was very, very hands-on, and she was a mother hen. She did not like us to be out of her sight. She did not send us to stay with people unless it was my grandmother or my aunt across the street. But, going to spend the night with friends and all that, no, because she had to have her eyes on us. And I'm the same way. I have to see my children. I have to have them here. So that's our 14 and 18. My son is about to graduate, but praise God, he is staying home. He is not going away to college right now. I think he still needs a little more mothering before I send him out into the world.
Understood.
And he agrees.
Understood.
I think, sorry, Kelly, you want to go ahead?
Go ahead.
My mom, see, the hard part is with my mother passed away about 3 years ago, 2017. But she was high energy, extroverted. Wherever she walks in a room, everybody gravitated towards her. Like she was just that kind of person, right? But one of the things I think I took from her because I'm the opposite of that. If I could keep a sweatshirt on and a hoodie on and be behind closed doors, I'm happy. That's my happy space, right?
Yes.
He is the complete opposite, or was the complete opposite. And what I've come to realize is that in my eyes, she was pretty much perfect to me. You know what I mean? She was very open. She was very engaging. She always catered to my interests. If I was interested in something, she made a way for me to find out more about it. She was really, really good in that regard. And so while I'm not like her in that let's go out and take on the world kind of, mentality, I'm also I try my hardest to cater to their inquisitiveness. And I have 4 very inquisitive children who are full of personality and almost too much personality, but and they're special, they're really special. But I think one of the things that I took from her is really just making them, allowing them to be individuals and not trying to put them into this kind of box and just letting them grow and figure things out on their own and, talking to them. I'm not like a shut your mouth, do as I say, not as I do kind of thing. I talk to my kids about everything, sometimes too much, you know what I mean? Like, I think sometimes I need to pull back on some of those conversations, and that's something that she gave me. She was always catered to my interests, and she was a blessing in that way. So,
How old are your babies?
11, 8, and the twins are 6. And I have one girl. One of the twins is a girl, so she's the only one, and she runs them. Like,
nice.
Runs them. Yep.
Awesome.
My mom is literally Gina. Like, she has the same exact personality. My mom is super sweet. There's no person that is not her friend. In the grocery store, the bank, it doesn't matter. You hear her whole life story. You hear her kid's life story. She's just super duper friendly. Like, and I recognize that in Gina as we became friends. So also the empathy and emotional part too. My mother is like crying at Hallmark commercials, and she's super super emotional. And I am not. I am very like, I'm a thug, right? I'm just a thug. And
that's my girl.
But I had a wonderful childhood. Like, I literally had a absolutely wonderful child. I was a preacher's kid, and whoop, whoop, right? All the psychological issues that came with that, but she was very protective of us. She was very protective because she was also a preacher's kid. So she didn't want the same things that happened to her to happen to me and my brothers. So that is what I've really learned from my mother. Just, the fact that you need to give your kids what they need, not what you need. That's really, really what I've
So I'm gonna ask y'all this, at least for the moms who have sons. Have you found, whether this is with you personally or just amongst friends, do you see distinct differences how mothers parent their sons versus how they parent their daughters?
You have to parent them different. You can't parent them the same. I'm an only girl. I got 2 brothers, and I remember saying to my parents, "You treat me different from them," and my dad would be like, "We have to." And now that I have 3 boys and 1 girl, you can't be. And really, I have 3 boys, and I can't parent all 3 of them the same because each child is an individual. So you have to meet each child where they're at and do what's best for them. And so sometimes from the outside looking in, others may say, "Well, wait, why?" And I have to let people know, stay in your lane. These are my kids. I know what I'm doing, and this is what's best for them. But I'm meeting each of them where they're at. So, with one of my boys who's more sensitive, he's one way. I have another son who he too is sensitive, but it's a different kind of sensitive than boy 1. And then my youngest one is the Don. I don't know. He's my youngest. You talking about purposely petty? Oh, he's petty. He's very petty. And I have to. In fact, he was born with frown lines and was side-eyeing in every picture in the hospital. I could not get any of his newborn pictures because in all of them he was like. I was like, how you come out mad? How you just show up pissed? Like, what is this about? But anyway, I have to, raise him different too. They're all different. So I'd say boys and girls, either way, you got to treat them all a little bit different based on who they are as an individual.
Definitely. My daughter just told me not too long ago, because we have a store not too far from here, and she wanted to walk to the store. I was like, no, indeed. And she was, we call my son AJ. She was like, he was walking. Now my daughter's in high school. She was like, he was walking to the school when he was in middle school. I was like, nobody's going to take him. Nobody wants him, but they may take you. Who's going to take him? He was almost 6 feet tall in middle school. Who's really going to kidnap him? Nobody.
Our son is huge. He's huge.
Yeah, he is. He all right, but you need to stay here. I will walk with you. I have to guard you.
Yeah,
that's funny.
Yeah, my daughter is a trip. She's not. I think Elise is tough, but what I've come to realize, my boys are really kind of
Yeah. Anybody else?
I think also I recently got the love languages for your kids.
That's a good one.
Within that love, you have the different genders or whatever, but you also have the different love languages. So
yeah,
my two boys have very different love languages, and my daughter has her own love language, and I have to know how to love them again the way that they feel loved, because just because I feel love by gifts, they might feel love by words of affirmation. So I need to know that, and I think that helps much more than just saying, okay, this is how you love a boy and this is how you love a girl, kind of thing.
Yeah.
So
I agree.
It's very much individual to the child.
How old are your babies? I didn't ask you, and I'm gonna ask Gina.
My oldest son Malcolm is 14. My daughter McKenna is 10, and the baby, the No Limit soldier, Matthew, is 5.
Those youngest child, those youngest ones. They something else.
How old are your babies?
Let's see. My oldest Sierra is 17, and then there's Trey who is 12, Joshua who is 10, and Micah who is 6. Yes. And let me just say this real quick too. One thing that I've tried to do that I feel like is different than our parents' generation who raised us, I try not to go by the, I don't know, sort of quote unquote cultural norms. I want my kids to be who they are. I don't want to raise my boys to be sexist, not saying that that's what our parents did with us. I do think that society, however, was such that a lot of the boys just kind of turned out that way, even if they weren't trying. Even in some of the best men, there's some underlying tones sometimes that come out that they might not even be aware of. So with my sons, I am fighting against that, and so it's okay if your hero is Wonder Woman. That does not mean that alters your masculinity. If you are rooting for a girl, you know what I mean? You gonna sit up here, you gonna cook with me and Sierra. Like my sons, they all gonna know how to cook.
Yeah,
they're gonna know how to do all that. Sierra gonna know how to change a tire. She gonna know how to cut the grass. I want my children to be well-rounded individuals who are not confined to a box of society's norms. You're going to be able to do it all. Because you may not get married. You're not going to depend on no woman to cook for you. My daughter's not going to depend on a man to gas up her vehicle. Yeah. Be every woman, be every man. Do you. That's how I'm parenting my kids.
I love that. Maybe you're actually just preparing them for life. Like things doesn't go in the way that you think it's going to go. And I love that, especially as an educator, because so many children, they don't have the opportunity to learn those life skills. So when you have a parent that is intentional about teaching their children how to thrive on their own, like it makes society better. It just
seriously.
It makes society better. I truly appreciate both of my parents. My parents are pastors as well. And it's been funny watching my parents try to, I won't say parent because they're not parenting us, so to speak. My brother's 33, I'm 36, but it has been a bit of a transition watching them, seeing their adult children you know, trying to transition from, oh, they're not 5 and 7 anymore. They're like grown people that have schedules and they have goals and they have all these things. And I have to ask them, are they available? Not tell them that they need to do it. So it's like, no, my mom, she's been able to transition, you know, it took her not as long. My dad, though, he was such a hands-on dad. Like, he gets really into his feelings. My dad, he was not in the military, but he's kind of militant. But the most sensitive. Me and my dad are like we are the clap back queen and king. We do petty well. Like, my daddy would never admit to being petty, but he got some petty ways, and I know I got it from him. Whereas in my mom and my brother, they're like smooth and cool, silent assassins. Like, they're not the ones that's gonna be rah rah rah, but they bout that life. Like, they're not playing no games. So it's been interesting, you know, redefining dynamics between my mom and my dad as an adult. And I truly appreciate, I didn't understand a lot of things that they did when I was a kid. They were very hands-on, very in your face, very, you know, we're trying to prepare you for life. We want you to be warriors. We don't want you to be quitters. We're not going to always be here. So we're trying to give you as much as we can, impart as much as we can while we have you, so that you can be a functioning adult. And I truly appreciate everything that my parents have done. And I just adore my mama. Like, I adore my mama. I adore both my parents, but I adore my mama. And that perfect, best, good mom, to me, she is all of those things. The way she is so loving and so kind and straight to the point. She does things that I'm just like, I can't feel like. Right now, my mom has been caring for her mother-in-law for 12 years. My grandmother, which is my father's mother, has dementia, Alzheimer's. She's total care. She doesn't feed herself. She doesn't bathe herself. My mom.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
That's
that's incredible.
Yeah,
incredible.
really.
And so to see her sacrifice and her dedication, she's fully engaged in her 5 grandchildren and me and my brother, my dad, her extended family. She has 5 sisters. She's like the rock for so many people, and she does it with like this grace and this, like, I'm just like, what? Like, how are you doing this? And so every chance I get, I'm like, I'm snatching you away. We're going on a trip. Like, we do mother and daughter trip. Mama come meet with you. You need a break. But she does it without a complaint. And I'm just like, I don't know if I will ever be that type of woman. But she gives me something to work towards. So I'm just like, man, I'm about to get emotional. It's just like that. I don't know. It's just like, when you have a good mama and you know you have a good mama, she's not perfect, but when she loves you unconditionally and she just pushes you to be great, it's like it's unexplainable.
Like it. It's nothing like it.
Nothing like it.
I always say I feel like God favored me by giving me the mother that He gave me.
Yes.
As much as I could have, you know, I understand how hard it is being a mother on this side of it, but she made it seem so effortless. Like, I didn't really understand the complicated nature of mother-daughter relationships, because everybody's like, oh, you know, when you get in your teens, mothers and daughters always get into it or whatever. And I'm like, I have never experienced that. Like, my mother was my best friend. So it's a blessing to be able to have that kind of bond and cherish it. Cherish it.
Definitely.
Yes, absolutely. We are talking to, if you just coming in here, y'all, we are talking to the good enough moms.
The gems.
The gems. They have an amazing book. Look, I have already pre-ordered my book. Yeah. I put it in our group chat. I pre-ordered my book. What y'all talking about? I cannot wait until Monday to start reading, to learn about these characters and to learn something, to probably see myself in them. That's something I want to ask you. Did you see yourself in any of the characters while you were writing it, or either in your partner's characters?
You know, I'll say that, you know, my character is pretty rough around the edges, to say the least. But I felt like we needed to represent that mom who got some ways. You know, there's some moms out here who do something strange for some change. There's some moms out here who doing what they got to do to hold it down for their kids, and that is my character. She has a very peppered past, but she loves her kids and she does what she has to do for them. I would say I kind of can relate to my character in that she feels like a hot mess, you know, because she struggles now. I ain't doing nothing strange for no change now, but I feel like oftentimes, you know, I'm what is it, a dollar short, a day late, a dollar short? Mm-hmm. That's me. I'm just, you know, I'm a free spirit. You know, I'm happy-go-lucky, but I struggle with being on time. You know, I try to keep things together, but don't show up at my house unannounced. Those who know me well know that. Do not do that.
Don't do that.
Do not. To give me 30 minutes. I need 30 minutes. And I'm proud of myself that I got it down to 30 minutes. It used to be give me 2 days, okay? But now I got it down to 30 minutes. But yeah, so I can relate to that with my character, that we both kind of can be on the hot mess express at times, but we hold it down for our kids. And I feel like I do that to the best of my ability. So
beautiful.
I relate to Harper, especially with there's a scene in the story, which this won't give anything away, where she's telling her husband, you know, I'm juggling so many things. I'm juggling the house, the kids, the community, work, you know, it's a lot. And I need you to help. I need you to step up and help. And I just had this conversation with my husband. Like, what? Because let me tell you, now, why I appreciate my husband, like he'll barbecue, but there's never a day off for me. You know, he may barbecue, but I'm doing the sides and washing the dishes. And if he's cooking, afterwards, I'm cleaning the kitchen. Whereas when I cook, everybody eat and go to bed. And I'm still washing the dishes. So it's like, hey, y'all, I mean, really, I'm going to need y'all to do something. Help me out.
Yeah.
So, that, you know, Harper was fussing about that in one of her scenes. So I can definitely relate to her there. Like, there's just never any downtime.
I can relate to Maya in that, again, I was a preacher's kid, but when I went away to college, I was a biology major. I was around just a lot of intellectuals, and I completely lost my faith, right? I wasn't an agnostic. I was completely like, there is no God. And I relate to Maya in that she takes this journey in the story to faith, and that it was, for me, there was a very distinctive moment in my life where I remember how I came back, and it was my TA, and we were looking at we were looking at a chicken egg, and it was separating. And he was Jewish. He wore his yarmulke, and he was like, I don't know how someone can look at this and not think there was a God. And I was like, what? What are we doing here? And so that's what it took me back on that journey back. But it was more like evidence based, you know, going back. So that was very important to me, because the subject that Maya is dealing with is rather taboo, and I wanted someone, whoever's reading it, to take that journey with her.
I just got to jump in right here. When I read Kelly's story, okay, I stopped because I was like, wait a minute, did I read that right? I kept reading like, is this, okay, how this going to end? Like, I couldn't wait to finish her story because Kelly, she's good at, she knows how to grab your attention. I'm excited for everybody to read hers. It's really good. Really good.
I'm excited. Ladies, I cannot wait to get this book on Monday. I don't think y'all understand. I love to read. That's another thing that I got from my mom. My mother taught me how to read before I went to school. That's another sacrifice that I'm thinking about. Like, she did not work for like 5 or 6 years while my brother and I were younger. She wanted us to know everything we needed to know before we went to school. So she sacrificed finishing her degree and all this other stuff to make sure my brother and I prepared. She ended up going back to school like in her late 40s and got her master's and stuff. Like, my mama is such a boss. Like, I'm just like, while still caring for her mother-in-law, like she is amazing. And I was telling my brother this, this past weekend they celebrated, I think it was 26 years of pastoral ministry. And she didn't, most people, they harp and go on about themselves, or they do all this stuff about their members and stuff. My mama thanked me and my brother. She said, for sacrificing, sometimes when we couldn't make it to your games or doing all this other stuff because we were doing ministry stuff. I was just like, girl, stop. I cannot take this. Like, I just could not. Like, she is always blowing me away. So I'm probably gonna buy this book for her too, because I'm pretty sure she's like, well, what you reading? Because that's our thing. So I'm gonna buy it for her too. And I'm just really thankful that you guys came up here, or ladies came up here and shared your stories, told me a little bit about your families. And everybody, if you're watching, if you have not done it already, you need to go pre-order the Good Enough Moms right now.
Yeah.
Go do it. I did it. It don't take but a click. If you already logged into Amazon, it's just a click and it'll come right to your phone. I'm so excited. Thank you, ladies, for being up here on Purposely Petty.
Thank you for having us.
Yes. Hopefully after the release, you guys can come back and we can talk about a little bit more about that time. Yes. Everybody should have had their copy. Right. We get into what is it? Maya, Harper, Jada, and what was the other one?
Ashlyn.
When you posted the other day about whose house should we go to, I'm like, I'm definitely going to Jada's because I need that crown. Definitely gonna hit up Harper because I love wine. It's right here. So like I'm excited to learn about the ladies, and congratulations on your release. And thank you guys for coming to Purposely Petty. Now, before we leave, every one of my guests, I always ask them to leave a lasting word of encouragement or something for the viewers, something just to take them through the weekend, right on up to maybe next week. You never know what people are going through. We are in the middle of a panini. And after that, everybody got stuff that they have going on. Because, Corona, she's outside living her best life. People are dealing with so many things aside from just being quarantined and so many other things. So just a word of encouragement to help folks get through.
Okay, I'll say this. What always encourages me is knowing that you can never be too deep that God can't reach down and pull you out. And that can sound cliche, but it is true. I have been in the depths of despair where it felt like there was no way out. I could not see a light at the end of the tunnel. Seemed like all I saw was another train coming. But I'm going to tell you right now, there is power in the name of Jesus. And I'm not talking about a white Jesus. I'm not talking about who somebody said a slave master taught to the slaves. No, I'm talking about the real Jesus. Okay?
Come on, somebody.
There's power in his name. Call on him and he will help you. That's my word.
Absolutely.
Well, mine would be, sorry, Kelly, we just keep cutting you off.
You go.
I always tell my children and myself that your most precious resource is your peace. So protect your peace by any means necessary. That is so invaluable. You can't buy it. Don't let anyone have access to your peace. So that's what I would tell people.
Yes.
My advice is don't be afraid to challenge God. Again, I was the rebel, and know why you know him. I need really know why you know him.
That's
and
good, Kelly. I like that.
You need to know it. So don't be afraid of that.
That's a whole nother podcast. Good God. Yes. Right. Thank you for that.
I think for me, I would say, don't be afraid to start over. That I think life will throw you a curveball left and right, but stay grounded in your faith and surround yourself with people who love you, who care about you, and who want to see you succeed. And it's okay to start over. God is a God of a second chance, but we have many opportunities to figure out who we are and what we want to do. I really started pursuing becoming a writer in my late 30s and 40s. I was a project manager by trade, but it's like, you know what? I'm going to begin again. And there's nothing wrong with starting over.
Absolutely nothing wrong with starting over. Everybody, thank you for joining Purposely Petty. I hope that you will join me next week with episode 17. I cannot believe I'm getting this close to 20 episodes because I quit. Like, I was like, I'm done with it. But I started over and did it in a way that I can appreciate. So if you're not doing anything next week, I'll be right here at 8:30. Tonight, we have heard from the Gems, the Good Enough Moms, congratulating them on the release of their book that is coming out on Monday. If you have not done it already, go get it on Amazon. It's one click, period. Go get the book, okay?
Yes.
Thanks, ladies, for joining us tonight. Everybody have a good night and have a great weekend.
Have a good one, y'all. Thank you.